Hey legends, I think it's time that I should give you a little prediction on what I think is going to happen in Godzilla versus Kong. Let's get into it. So legends, welcome along to Here's Rodder's Reviews, a show that loves all things entertainment and shares that love with you. I am your host, Rodney Stewart. Now, Godzilla versus Kong. I'm going to try and not so much do a trailer review here, but what I think is going to happen. My prediction for this movie, what's going to happen on it, and spoilers before we go any further, just on the off chance that I actually get this. I'm just going by what I've seen in the trailers so far, and they're giving away quite a bit if you really sit down and break the trailers down a little bit. Obviously something is affecting Godzilla. He's gone off and won, and they have brought Kong in to try to stop him, but recently, and that's more of a confirmation at this point. You see in one of the trailers Mecha Godzilla rising, and if you look really closely in some of the earlier trailers that came out, like there's one shot of Godzilla, and in the distance in the background behind him you can see this like silhouetted image, and if you really try to focus in on it, it's very blurry. It's out in the distance, but it definitely did. When I first seen the first trailer, I thought, oh, there's Mecha Godzilla in the back of it. Could that be him? And there is a couple of other shots that just, that whatever that was not organic. So what I'm thinking is happening here, obviously we're a good few movies into this franchise right now. Skull Island, Godzilla King of the Monsters, and now we're onto this one. And if I forgot one, please forgive me. But we're going to get the big fight we've been waiting on. Now, what I think is going to happen, Godzilla and Kong are going to fight. There is going to be a clear winner between the two of them. That has been given out in some media online. The director or producer or someone had said somewhere between Godzilla and Kong, we're going to get a clear winner between the two of them. Now, what I think is going to happen, they're going to fight each other basically to a standstill. And if I was to put my money on it, I genuinely think Kong has to be the one that comes out the winner between the two of them here, because Godzilla is king of the monsters. If he's going to fight Kong to beat him, he's going to kill him. But if Kong fights Godzilla, I think he can only fight him to a standstill. I don't think he's strong enough to kill him. So what I think is going to happen is, and we've got that shot in the trailer, it's been on all of them so far, that shot where Godzilla is breathing his nuclear flame into the sky, and Kong comes jumping in like Thor coming in for Thanos, but instead of doing what Thor did, like Kong was going to aim for the head. That's the winning blow, in my opinion, in the fight between the two of them. And when Godzilla's on the ground, if Kong does come in for a kill move, Godzilla's going to look up at him and go, Martha! And Kong's going to go, why did you say that name? Alright, I couldn't help it. I had to bring in that Batman v Superman reference. Right. The fight is going to end there, between the two of them. Kong is going to realise he can't beat him, but he has beat him to submission. Because he's done that, Godzilla's going to look at him as an equal. And before we really get to see what happens between the two of them at this point, Mecha Godzilla's going to turn up on behalf of the humans. They've designed him, they've emboldened him to take Godzilla out. And they send him in as a last resort to kill Godzilla. When he turns up, Godzilla and Kong are going to have this kind of like we're now on the same level sort of a thing. Mecha Godzilla turns up. Godzilla and Kong are going to both look at this thing as a complete and utter travesty to nature. The world is basically belongs to them, and the humans, we just live here. and they just allow us to live here more or less, that sort of deal. And there's that whole balance thing. And yes, Mechagodzilla is an insult to Godzilla and Kong and who they are. So they're going to team up to take this thing out. Now, it does say in the trailers that something is affecting Godzilla. They just don't know what it is. Now, what my humble opinion is this. Like, we've got too much in the trailers. That's all that's going to happen in the movie. Godzilla, Kong fight, Mechagodzilla turns up at the end, they team up against Mechagodzilla. That's all in the trailer. There's no surprises left there. So again, spoilers, if this happens, I'm a flipping genius. It has been known in the old Japanese movies for aliens to get involved in some of the storylines. So what I think is going to happen is the space monsters are coming back. Now, if I do have to dig a name up from memory alone, Gigan is a very, very iconic monster that Godzilla went up against quite a few times on the old movies. He was a space monster. There's a good few other ones out there as well. There's one with like 3 heads and wings and gosh, I'm thinking of that dude he fought in the previous film. But there's nothing to say. He can't turn up because there was a head left at the end of that movie, and there was like a regenerative properties to it. So he could have grown himself a new body by this stage, and maybe he turns up again. That's the last person you're thinking, or the last monster you're thinking of turning up. If he lands back again, all hell's going to break loose. But Gigan, would love to see him in these movies. And if this one's successful and it moves it forward, we are going to get him at some point. But that's what I think is happening at the beginning of this movie. Godzilla has been affected by something. It's the space monsters coming back. We don't get that to the closing of the movie. That's going to be the setup for the next one. That's what I think is going to happen. So let's say the good guys are going to be standing shoulder to shoulder then Godzilla and Kong up against Mechagodzilla. They're going to take him out in short order, I think, and that is when the big reveal is going to happen of maybe Gigan turning up. And I liked him as a monster in the old movies. He was very, very iconic looking, and he had this weird sort of chainsaw thing in his chest. So it would be interesting to see him turn up in this movie, if only for a short sequence at the end to set up something else coming down the line. So that's it. That's my prediction for the movie. I don't think it's much of a prediction because, it's the only way this can go. We've got 2 hero monsters essentially fighting each other in this movie. And I don't think you can properly kill one off and keep the other. I think the 2 of them have to be there by the end of the movie, teamed up against a common foe, whether it be Mechagodzilla or space monsters. Either way, it's going to be beautiful, tasty, bubblegum for the brain, which I cannot wait to ingest through my eyeball sockets, and it's just going to be so tasty. This movie is going to be a treat.